Yes, people, we are back in the building once again for another watch along, home and away, Afcon Live, Afcon 2025. You're here with myself, Roland. Look, we have another big game and another big day of action here at Afcon 2025. Very shortly, 4 minutes time kickoff, we have Gabon against Mozambique. Should be a very interesting tie between these two sides. Both of these teams lost their opening games in the tournament, so expect fireworks in this opening game of the day. 4 games again here on Pros Only Sports. After this game, it is Equatorial Guinea against Sudan. Then after that, it's Algeria against Burkina Faso. And then the final game of the day, a big clash between Ivory Coast and Cameroon. Should be very interesting. Make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribe button as well if you're new, if you're on YouTube. And if you're on X, we are streaming live on X as well. Make sure you retweet the broadcast, like the video, and then also make sure you are following on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok. We're going to be here very soon with the kickoff. The national anthems have been done. Players are shaking hands. Let me get into some lineups real quick. So for Gabon, playing with a 4-3-3, we have Mbaba in goal, then a back four of Anthony Oyono. You have Ekule Manga. Mario Lemina is playing as a centre back, which is quite interesting. I don't know if that's actually true, if that's actually going to happen, but that's how it's set up right now. And then you have Ikomi at left back. In midfield, you have Poco, Ndong, and Kanga. And then up front, you have Babika, Buanga, and you have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who comes in from the start. So does Lamina as well, who comes in from the start. It's very interesting from that perspective. For Mozambique, you have they play in the 4-2-3-1. It's Suliane in goal. Then they have Kalila, Mexe, Reynaldo, and Bruno Langa as the back four. Then in the midfield two is Guima and Alphonse Amade. Then the three in front of them is Katamo, Witty, and Dominguez. And then up front is Faisal Bangal. Now, those are the lineups. Here we go. Not too long left. We are ready. I'm ready. I hope you guys are out there already. I'm interested to see how this Gabon team is going to set up, just because of the way they started the game and then they made an early change in the game against Cameroon in their opening game. Obviously, Aubameyang and Lamina. I'm not so sure what the issue was with Lamina, but Aubameyang was injured, was nursing an injury coming into the tournament. Hadn't fully recovered. They rushed him in as the game was kind of running away from them, and they weren't able to get back into the game. Unfortunately, they lost that game 1-0, and they have to win if they want to stay and keep their tournament hopes alive. And the same here, the same is to be said of Mozambique too. Um, but I wonder where Mario Lamina is going to play. Is it going to be him at centre back? Which I don't think so. I've never seen him play as a centre back before, and they'll probably be suicide if they were trying to do that at African combination. So let's see how they actually set up. Um, but we are close to kick off now. Kickoff is nearly here. I don't know who's going to win this game. This is a very, I think, even game, but I'm going to give Gabon the edge just because of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up front. He has the ability to score goals for his country, and he could do it again here today. And we have kicked off. His Manga. And Lamina is playing as a centre back. I've never seen him play as a centre back. If anyone can let me know, I've never known him to play as a centre back. I've known him to play as a sitting midfielder. I've known him to play as a bit of a box to box, but never as a centre back. This is very interesting to see from Gabon. And can the Mozambique players maybe exploit the fact that necessarily player. Centre back, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, he's a defensive midfielder, not a centre back. Never known him to play there. It's quite interesting. His Lamina just stepping forward from defense and then comes back inside, back to his partner in defense, Ikile Manga. He goes long towards Buanga, pushes forward. Here's Ndong. Here's Buanga. Here's Aubameyang. Here's Buanga. Mm, there's a shot. Oh, good shot. Good shot by Poco. Suliane. Sorry, that was Kanga with the shot. And Suliane palms it round the post out for a corner. And we're beginning with a bit of action here in the first couple of minutes. Gabon, the shot on goal by Kanga, tipped round the post by Suliane. Here's the corner. Flicks on and still hasn't been cleared. There's Ndong out to Aubameyang. Crosses into the box. Keeper comes and collects Suliane. Here's Kalila. Mexe and back to Suliane. Mozambique just trying to slow things down and get themselves a foothold in the game. Here's Guima, Ronaldo, Bruno Langa, Guima, Alphonse Amade, Mexe to Kalila. Here's Amade. Mm. That's a foul. The referee says play on. And there's a foul. Nope. Here's Kalila. Here's Katamo. Jenny Katamo. Comes inside. Takes a shot. Mm. And it's a deflection out for a corner to Mozambique. This is going to be a good game. The reason why is because both teams are under pressure to win to keep their tournament hopes alive. So expect a lot of action in this game, especially in the beginning stages, as both teams want to get their first goal of the tournament as well. Corner to Mozambique that Geni Katamo will take. Corner comes in, and there's a foul. Foul on Kanga, and it's a free kick to Gabon. Ronaldo just pulling back Kanga as he tried to clear the ball away for Gabon. Here's Ekulimanga for Gabon now. Into midfield to Poco. Nice from Poco. Mm, too much. Too much on the ball there. Babika. Bruno Langa. Back to Mexe. Here's Diego Kalila. Maxer. Here's Sunderland's Reynaldo for Mozambique. They go back to Suliane. Ball over the top. Mozambique pick the ball up. Here's Kalila. And that's a good cross. And Faisal Bangal. Sorry, that was Witty. He was trying to get the header in. Gabon playing out from the back. Is Kulimanga. And here is Mario Lamina stepping forward. Here's Manga. It's a good ball. That's a good ball. Here's Babika. And they lose the ball. And here come Mozambique pushing forward. Here's Witty. Akile Manga, great defending there. Here's Mario Lamina. Now in the midfield. Here's Kanga towards Poco. Here's Buanga. They just settled down. And here's Ikomi. And Lamina just stepping forward again. Buanga. Here's Ndong. Here's Guima. Manga again. Throwing to Mozambique. Here's Mexer. Here's Mexer. Mozambique throw. Here's Reynaldo now. Here's Reynaldo. And there's a tackle there. Aubameyang with a touch there. And here's Oyono. It's a good ball. Ooh, there was a ball over the top there, but Suliane just stepping forward just to get that ball over the top, gathered and in his possession. Geni Katamo down for there's a stoppage in the game currently. There's a stoppage here as Geni Katamo receives treatment. It's been a good first half so far, with both teams pushing forward to try and get themselves that first goal. I would say it's quite balanced so far on either side. Free kick to Mozambique. Suliane just going to pick the ball up now, and Katamo has come back onto the pitch for Mozambique. So they're back to the full allocation of 11 men. There's a bit of pressing there from Poco, and the ball goes out. Mozambique come forward. Oh, and they get through. Buanga is trying to go through. There's Grima tackled there. Here's Ndong. Here's Nababika. Here's Kanga and Babika. The ball comes off of him, and Bruno Langa will take the throw in for Mozambique. Here's Amade. Tried to go wide. Oyono intercepts, but it goes out of play for another throw into Mozambique. Bruno Langa takes it quickly. Here's Faisal Bangal. Here's Ronaldo to Bruno Langa. Goes back to his goalkeeper. Here's Mexer. Almade into Guima. Good play here. Here's Katamo for Mozambique. Trying to find a pass, and there's a foul by Buanga on Katamo, and he's gone down again in the heap. Down on the ground. Mozambique free kick in the center of the field. Here's Babika. There's a tackle. Here's Bruno Langa now. Cross, and it's a corner. The ball was blocked by Oyono and goes out for a corner after the cross from Bruno Langa. Mozambique trying to assert some dominance here through this first 15 minutes now of the game. Here's Bruno Langa. Headed away. Here's Mexer. Wait, ooh, the ball just going over the line there. Kanga tried to play the ball down the side towards Babika, but unfortunately, it goes out of play before he can get it across the field. Bruno Langa taking the throw into Guima. Here's Mexer now. Patient build up by Mozambique. Here's Dominguez. Here's Kalila. Mario Lemina. Here's Oyono now. It's very interesting to see Mario Lemina Here's Kanga over the top for Oyono, cleared away by Bruno Langa. It's crazy to see Mario Lamina playing as a centre back here. I didn't think he was going to play at centre back, but he actually is alongside Akule Manga in that defence. His Manga. They nearly give it away. They do give it away. Here's Geni Catano into space now. There's a chance for Mozambique. Oh, poor touch. Poor touch by Katamo. He was in and he had a poor touch. And the keeper, Mbaba, was able to intercept and clear. Poor touch. And here come Gabon. Here come Gabon. Here's Babika into the box. And it's cleaned up by Ronaldo. That was a chance there for either team. Some goal mouth action. But unfortunately, both teams can't find the composure in front of goal. Lamina comfortable, stepping forward. And there's the ball over to Ikome. Ikome with a cross. Cleaned up by his Kalila now. Mexe. Here's Dominguez. Fouled by Poco. Palembe. Suliane with the free kick towards Witty. They're in the box now, Mozambique. What can Witty do here? Trying to get a cross in. And he gets a corner. Gets a corner for Yono. Good ball by Suliane, the goalkeeper for Mozambique, to find Witty in the box. He was unable to get a cross through to a teammate. And so it's out for a corner now. Mozambique with a small spell of pressure here. Kalila coming over to take the corner for Mozambique. What can they do from this corner? Kalila with the corner. Oh! The header over the bar by Reynaldo. That was a good opportunity for Mozambique. Keeper in no man's land, out of his goal. And unfortunately, he didn't jump high enough, Ronaldo, and the header is over the bar. And now Gabon trying to play the ball out from the back is Akule Manga. Mbaba in goal for Gabon is Mario Lamina. Ball towards Obamia or towards Buanga, sorry. Here's Gima. Gabon win the ball back. Here's Oyono. Here's Babika. Bruno Langa just well defended there. Bruno Langa to take the throw in. Here's Kalila now for Mozambique. That's good play. Here's Kalila now. And they give it away. It's time for Gabon to Here's Aubameyang. They're trying to break. Can they break? Aubameyang, the ball hit him the pass there, and it falls back into the hands of Mozambique. Here's Amade. Mexer. Here's Palembe. Dropping deep to try and dictate things, help the ball keep moving. There's a ball over the top. And here is Geni Katamo, comes into the box. Can he get a cross in? And it's a corner. Oh, no. Oh, that's good defending by Akule Mange. Akule Manga. Sorry, Ikome, sorry. And he does really well. He gets a foul. Ikome just being brought down by Faisal Bangal. And it's a free kick to Gabon. Here's Ikule Manga. Mario Lamina slowing things down again, trying to pick the right pass. Here's Oyono. Here's Oyono back to Akule Manga. Here's Kanga. Kanga Ndong. Here's Kanga. Nice turn. Goes out wide towards Buanga, but cleared up by Kalila. Here's Katamo. There's a ball in behind here. Here's Faisal Bangal. Cross into the box, but comfortable for Akule Manga. Here's Mario Lamina. Hey, they nearly give it away. That was close. Here's Buanga now. Here's Ndong. Back to Akule Manga. Here's Mbaba. Ikome. Here's Poco. And there's a ball over to Babika. Can he bring that down? Babika unable to control, and he just heads the ball into Suliane. Now here's Witty. Here's Langa. Here's Reynaldo. Over to Mexe. His other centre back partner. Here's Grima. Good turn in midfield. Bit of space in front of him now. Gives the ball away. Oh no, he doesn't. Here's Mexe. Reynaldo now. Here's Langa. Oh no! Oh, good dummy. Here's Witty. That ball was just too short. But Mario Lamina with the tackle, and it goes out for a throw in to Mozambique. Here's Amade. Faisal Bangal gives it away, but they just clean it up. Here's Mexer out to Geni Katamo against Ikome. Geni looking for some support. He gives the ball away, but they give it away. Here's Palembe. Faisal Bangal back towards goal, gets fouled by Ikule Manga, and it is a free kick to Mozambique. Nice midfield battle going on between these two teams. I think there's also a consequence of that. The consequence of that is because they're giving the ball away either side, not keeping possession for long spells. or making that final pass that potentially could put them in. Um, and so we're seeing a bit of a back and forth game so far, which is actually making it entertaining for me. Um, and now we have a free kick here for Mozambique. Goalkeeper's trying to organize the wall. Two standing over it for Mozambique. Mexer and Langa. But Mexer looks like he's going to take this one. And Mexer well over. Well over. What a waste of a free kick there. It was a big opportunity there. And Mexer taking it wasn't good enough there, in my opinion. And Baba just takes the short goal kick towards Ekulemanga. Gabon need to find some more quality so that they can find their main man, Aubameyang. But all he needs is one chance and he can get a goal. So they just need to fashion that chance. Here's Ekulemanga now. Long ball, gives it away. Then he gives it away. Here's Palembe. Here's Grima. Goes out wide to Witty. Witty up against Oyono. And it's a throw in. Here's Bruno Langa to take the throw in. Nearly half an hour gone here. Still 0-0. Here's Grima. Here's Mexer. Is he going to take a shot? He takes a shot. Mexer, unlucky. He just got himself a bit of space past Poco in the midfield and just it's a wild shot. It's a wild shot from Mexer. Here's Ikulimanga over to his defensive partner in Mario Lamina. He goes out wide towards Buanga, chest down, unable to find an overlapping run. Here's Guima. Here's Palembe. There's a bit of space for Guima. He's coming in there. He's in now. Here's Guima. Oh, he tried to be selfish. He tried to be unselfish and pass it to Witty. He should have taken the shot himself. That was a big chance for Mozambique again. Here's Babika now. Aish. It's a corner, but Reynaldo and Babika clashing there. That was an opportunity for Guima. I don't understand why he didn't try and shoot. She was being unselfish, but he should have shot himself because he made that run from midfield, bursting into midfield after the pass from Palembe. He should have just taken it first time as soon as he got onto the ball, but he tried to be unselfish, slide it over to his teammate in Witty, and then it was Akile Manga with a tackle to clear it for Gabon. A bit of a clash here with Babika and Reynaldo. Let's have a look here. Bruno Langa and Babika battling. Reynaldo comes in. Oof. Reynaldo with the kick to clear the ball, but he also follows through with Babika. Ronaldo. Both players are up, but it's a corner to Gabon now. Oh, I thought it was a throw in. I thought it was a corner. It's a throw for Gabon. Oyono is going to take the throw in towards Aubameyang, but crowded out. Kulemanga pulled down, but they said play on. Here's Lamina stepping into midfield. Here's Buanga. Here's Poco. Here's Oyono now with a bit of space. Poor cross. Poor cross. Oyono wins the ball back. No. And there's a foul on Langa. Poco just pushing Bruno Langa. So from Gabon in this game, that final third execution is really letting them down. I think they need to clean that up, man, because Aubameyang is being starved for service once again, as he was in the Cameroon game after he came on. They need to do a bit more to help him by giving him that one opportunity by getting him in behind. He's making the runs. He's doing what he needs to do as a striker, but they need to be able to be a bit more composed, moving from midfield into the attack. Lamina forward. There's a bit of space here now. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. That's poor. That is poor from Kanga. And this is what I'm talking about. That final third execution just needs to be better. Aubameyang was peeling off, making a run. You have to pass the ball. You have to pass the ball to him and get him into that space. Here's Bruno Langa. They give the ball away. What can they do here, Gabon? Here's Kanga. Here's Poco. Oof. Amade tackling Ndong. Eesh. That's a tough tackle there. Lamina to take the free kick for Gabon here. Here's a Kulemanga with a ball, long ball into no man's land, into Suliane's path, and he will pick it up to get Mozambique going again. Here's Grima. Ronaldo back to Suliane. Ronaldo again, pushing forward. Long ball, upfield. Witty just heading the ball on, but it's back in the path of Lamina, who's stepping forward for Gabon, trying to pick a pass to Aubameyang, but is unable to do so. Here's Witty now. Poco. Here's Amade. Here's Kalila. Here's Pelembe. And they've given it away. Here's Buanga. What can Buanga do? Takes a shot. And that's comfortable save for Siliane. Here's a lot of space now. Geni Katamo for Mozambique trying to get into the box. Little step over and gets past his defender, crossed, and then out for a corner by Ikule Manga for Gabon. It's a corner to Mozambique. Corner to Mozambique. Kalila to take it. Sorry, no. It's a good way goal! Mozambique have scored, and it is Faisal Bangal, the striker, and it is 1-0 to Mozambique. They take the lead, and to be honest, it's well deserved. I can't lie. It is well deserved by Mozambique here. They have got their goal after a bit of dominance in this first half. Great corner by Geni Katamo and Faisal Bangal with the goal. They're trying to get their first win at Afcon in their history. Great corner, free header, and Faisal Bangal with the goal, the header, the center of the 6-yard box. There we go. And now the game will open up. Now the game will open up. Mozambique take the lead. And I can't even lie, it is well deserved for Mozambique because they have been pushing to do more in this game. Gabon have been pretty shocking going forward. And it's 1-0 to Mozambique. Here comes Witty now. Now he's 1v1 against Oyono. He's going to go into the box. They tried to leave it. Bruno Langa. Going to take his time now. It's Ronaldo. Bruno Langa. Here comes Palembe. There's a Kulimanga. He loses it. Ah, it's a pen. It's a penalty. That is a penalty. Bruno. Oh, Palembe with the work rate to just get the ball away from Kulimanga. He gets past him. He's going into the box and he's pulled back by Kulimanga, and Palembe wins a penalty for Mozambique. And here now is an opportunity to go 2-0 up for Mozambique. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We are opening up the game. Penalty to Mozambique. Ekule Manga turns towards goal, but Palembe, the oldest player, I believe, in the tournament, does what he needs to do to win the ball back, gets into the box, and it's pulled back by Ekule Manga for Gabon, and it's now a penalty and an opportunity for a 2-0 lead for Mozambique. Geni Katamo, the man to take it. Yes, Palembe, 42 years old, one of the oldest players in this tournament. Here's Geni Katamo up against Mbaba in the Gabon goal. And will they score? Geni Katamo just getting himself ready. Referee blows his whistle. Geni Katamo gonna make his run up now. Stop, and he scores! And it is 2-0. It is 2-0 to Mozambique. And there we go. The game has now flipped in their direction. They are now having a commanding lead. And Geni Katamo from the penalty spot gives them a 2-goal lead. Wow. Mozambique. And here's a celebration from Geni Katamo here. And they're well on their way to getting their first win at the African Cup of Nations in their history. But Gabon could be crashing out here at this early stage. They have to come back into the second half with an absolute point to prove, because Manga has put them in this dangerous situation where they could crash out. But Mozambique are here. They've arrived at Afcon 2025, and it's 2-0 against Gabon. And we kick off again. Oh no. And here's Witty now. Witty trying to go forward, and it's a throw-in to Gabon. This is now a very interesting scoreline. 2-0 to Mozambique. Gabon haven't laid a glove really since that opening shot by Kanga. That kind of stung the palms of Suliane in the Mozambique goal after 2 minutes or so in the game. They haven't really come close since then. Haven't got Aubameyang into the game. And Mozambique have been playing the better football. Here's a good turn by Bruno Langa. Here's Guima. He's going to play it into Faisal Bangal. He's going to find a teammate. Ooh. Mozambique were really pushing for that third. Trying to kill the game now. There's a yellow card for Poco. And it's all coming crashing down for Gabon in this first half. Say it was a foul. I don't know if that was a yellow card, but Gabon struggling, reeling, rattled from going 2-0 down, and there's a foul by Ekomi. Oh, it's a foul by Kalila on Ekome. It's a free kick to Gabon. 1 minute plus added time to come in this game. Oh, in this first half, sorry. Here's Manga forward towards Mario Lemina. Aubameyang having to drop deep to get himself involved into play because he hasn't been involved whatsoever. They've left him very isolated up top there. Here's Babika, gives the ball away. Here's Poku in the box. Here's Oyono, takes the shot. Here's Buanga, switch flanks. And there's a ball over. And Suliane gathers 5 minutes additional time in this first half. Can Gabon get a goal just before half time to give them any sort of an opportunity to get back into this game? Here's Guima. Here's Faisal Bangal. Oh, that's nice. Here's Katamo. Hey, here's Witty. He's in. Oh, oh, oh! Guima over the ball. That was nearly 3-0. Witty with a curling shot. Hits the post. Oh. Hits the crossbar. Wow. Guima with the finish well over the bar as he tried to steer it in. Big up to CM in the building. He's saying they're getting peppered. They are. Gabon are being peppered right now. It's lucky that it's not 3-0. This game has run away from them in this first half. They have not shown any composure. They have struggled with the press, with the press and the harassing from Mozambique players. Mozambique have been very fluid in possession, taking up all sorts of positions in the attacking areas, and they've created chances, forced errors. on this Gabon side, and they've taken their chances. Nearly made it 3-0 there. Gabon have been wasteful in possession, very tame in attack. And here's Grima with some space in midfield. He can drive again. Just gives it away. Very surprised to see Mario Lemina playing in defense when he should be in midfield creating for this Gabon side. It's as if they don't have a centre back that they could play. They should be playing a proper centre back alongside Kulimanga and allow Lemina to dictate in the middle of the park. That's the change that they have to make if they want to get back into this game. Because unfortunately, his talents are being wasted. His talents are being wasted as a centre back for this team. Shocking management decision. Here's Kulimanga now for Gabon. Can they get one chance to end this first half and get themselves back into the game? Here's Oyono into midfield. Here's Kanga. Here's Ndong. Here's Oyono. Here's Buwanga. And there's a foul on Bruno Langa. And it's all not going so well for Gabon. Every single time they pull forward, they're just too slow, too ponderous, unable to create a chance here. The game has run away from them, and it was nearly game over there. Witty with the shot off the crossbar. Ball forward towards Palembe. Or Yono just allowing it to drop, and it's going to be a throw into Mozambique to just kind of put more pressure on them towards the end of this half. There's only a minute left here. Bruno Langa to take the throw in. Goes back to Reynaldo. Here's Mexer. Just going to just keep it calm. Here's Kalila. Mario Lemina with the header. And here's Kanga. Here's Ndong. Here's Ikome. Sorry, that's Babika, sorry. Here's the shot. Eee! Good shot! Go! And Obamia rounds his way back in. Giuliani with the mistake. And it is 2-1. And that's what they needed. They needed something. And I told you, one chance, one goal. And it is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Is he onside? Just, I guess. But we're here. We are here. We are now 2-1. We're here 2-1. Big up to Diva Nix. Big shot there by Ndong. Spilled by Giuliani. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is right there to answer the call for the ball, and they're right back into this game. I wonder if they'll check for offside. I think they're going to check. I think they'll check. I think they're going to check. I think they're going to check. And yeah, and it has been given. The goal's been given, and it's 2-1. Half-time whistle has just been blown. People, that was a cracking first half, like I thought it would be. But we are here. We are here. I'm going to be back in about 2 minutes' time. Just give me a second, people. But it is 2-1 at half-time. Bangal with the header from the corner. Jenny from the penalty spot. Jenny Katamo from the penalty spot for Mozambique. And then Gabon right back into the game. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with the finish after Giuliani spills the shot from Ndong. I'll be back in 2 seconds, people. Big up to everybody. Peace. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. If you're on Pros Only Sports on YouTube, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribe button as well. If you're new, hit that notification bell and all that good stuff right there. If you're on X, we're streaming live on X as well. Make sure you're hitting a like on that video. Make sure you're sharing that broadcast out to your network. Make sure you follow on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok as well. Wow. What a first half of football at the African Cup of Nations. Home and away, Afcon live, right? We're here. Commentary, analysis, vibes, goals, all of that good stuff is happening over the next few weeks of this tournament. But let's talk about this first half. Now, I knew that this was going to be a very highly contested game just because both teams started the tournament with a loss in their respective games in the opening set of fixtures in this group. And so ultimately, both of these teams will have to come out with some sort of energy to try and win this game so they can keep their tournament hopes alive. And in the early stages, let's say the first 10 minutes, it was quite an even contest. You know, the early shot from, I believe it was, if it wasn't Poco, it would have been Ndong or Kanga, one of those three in midfield for Gabon. Gets the shot and stings the palms early, getting early corner off of Suliane in the Mozambique goal. After that, Gabon really didn't have an opportunity, in my opinion. They didn't have a clear-cut opportunity, and it became more of a game for Mozambique. You saw that from the way they were keeping possession of the ball, going down the flanks with Kalila and Katamo kind of linking on their side. Witty and Bruno Langa linking up on their side. They were coming midfield, stepping forward with the likes of Pelembe and Guima. And then Amade is just kind of sitting in front of that back four, doing really well. They really imposed themselves in that game. And they get that opportunity from the corner, you know, some great work between Kalila and Pelembe. And then they get the corner in. Good delivery by Geni Katamo into a free header. Poor defending, really, by Gabon. A free header for Faisal Bangal, getting his third goal for his nation to give them the lead. And then, not moments after that, just moments after that, a bit of a mix-up, right, at the back between so Pelembe, he's getting the ball, and we're thinking Akule Manga stepped in front of him. He's going to do what he does for his country. Very experienced defender for his country. He's played for the country for 19 years. The captain of the side for the day, and he's turning towards goal. He's diddling on the ball, and then Pelembe keeps pressing and harassing him. Wins the ball back. He gets in front of his man, and then Akule Manga pulls him back in the box, and it's a penalty. Penalty to Mozambique, an opportunity to make it 2-0. And that man again, the delivery from the corner, Geni Katamo steps up for the penalty, start a step past Mbaba in goal for Gabon, and it's a 2-0 lead. And just towards the end of that first half, a speculative shot for Gabon. Suliane doesn't do well. He spills it right in front of the man that you don't want to do that in front of. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang gets the finish. And I said it. If Gabon get a goal before halftime, it will open up the game in the second half. And now it is on the coach and the coaching staff of Gabon to take Mario Lemina out of that centre-back position and into midfield, because he's been wasted at the back there. They need to find some makeshift or another defender on the bench to partner up with a Kulemanga and let Mario Lemina play through midfield. If I was him, if I was the coach, I would probably take out Ndong, even though I like the energy of Ndong. Maybe take out Ndong, shift Poco into Ndong's position, and put Mario Lemina in the 10 so he's closer to Aubameyang. Because then at least if Mario Lemina has the ball in that pocket of space, right, in behind the striker, he can find Aubameyang with a pass. That final pass that Aubameyang will be able to get on the end of. Because at the end of the day, he's being wasted at the back there, in my opinion. But look, we have an immense second half to come. 2-1 to Mozambique. Mozambique are trying to push for history. Their first win in the African Cup of Nations here. But Gabon are trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. And a draw isn't enough for either of these teams, in my opinion, because they've got two teams in Cameroon and Ivory Coast who are pushing to come out of this group. So a draw is not enough. You know, with the two teams playing against each other later on tonight here on Pros Only Sports, 8 p.m. kickoff in Morocco. With those two teams playing off, you have an opportunity here to win a game at the African Cup of Nations and give yourself the best chance of advancing from this group. Most likely as one of the third best place teams. You know, one of the best third place teams. So let's see what either of these sides can do. But it's been some great football, great action so far. And it's a great opening game to kick things off, because we're going to have some more action to come after this game. Equatorial Guinea against Sudan. Then a big game. I think it's going to be a really banging game between Algeria and Burkina Faso. And then, as I mentioned before, Ivory Coast take on Cameroon in a star-studded fixture in only the second group game. Just like we saw yesterday, Nigeria versus Tunisia, we got another big game in the African Cup of Nations, and that will end off our action for the second round of group games at the African Cup of Nations. And then tomorrow, we start to get into the final bit of action for Group A and B. We're going to see the final group games. We're going to see where the chaos ensues, which teams will qualify, which teams will crash out of the tournament from tomorrow. And then it's going to be the same on Tuesday, the same on Wednesday for Group C and D, and then E and F on New Year's Eve. And then we'll take a slight break, and more action will happen as we move into the new year. But big up to everybody. For those that are coming through and I haven't said Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope you enjoyed that time with your friends, your family. Hope you ate some good food, drank some good drinks, and I hope you've been enjoying this African Cup of Nations action like how I have been doing. Big up to everybody who's showing support right now, wherever you're watching, wherever you see this. Big up to all of you people out there right now. But we are ready for a second half of action, which I think is going to be immense. And I cannot wait to see what happens here. Big up to everybody who's going to be watching this as well, playing it back. Two big moments through this second half. There's a lot to see. I need to see a big change from Gabon. Mario Lemina cannot be in that defense moving into the second half. He needs to play in the 10. He needs to be closer to Aubameyang, because Aubameyang has just got himself one goal off of scraps. They need to find him more. They can't leave him isolated. It's not good enough from Gabon. They need to find a way to get Aubameyang into the game. You saw towards the end of that first half, the way he had to drop deep just to get a touch on the ball, involve himself in the play. They need to find ways of getting him into the game. I'm gonna have a look at what their bench is looking like to just see who they should bring on because I'm trying to think who was the one that they had that was next to Kule Manga in the center of defense. I'm just trying to remember who it was in that game. Mm, I can't see a name that was familiar. I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a look. Um, have a look here. Musanda. Musanda should have been. Musanda's on the bench. He's on the bench. You might as well bring on Musanda, take off one of the midfielders there, like maybe take off Poco, and then put Lamina in the 10. At the very least, you've got something. Also, I think they should take off number 10, Babika, as well, off of that right hand side, and bring on Royce Openda was doing really well in that game against Cameroon. He was lively. Maybe take off Babika, the number 10 for Gabon. Bring on Royce Openda on that side. It might help them get a bit more up the pitch, a bit more quality as well. They need to get Buanga into the game a bit more. He's been a bit, not too lively. So there's a lot to do here. There's a lot to do here for either side. For the Gabonese side. As for Mozambique, it's just more of the same. Try and push on and get another goal because now with the scoreline where it is, it's quite dangerous at 2-1. So let's see if they can try and get into the game. There was an opportunity to make it 3-0 before Aubameyang got the goal back. Witty with the shot off the crossbar and Guima following up goes over the bar. Boy, what a first half of action. There's still more to come. Big day, the last day of action, the way that it is. 4 games in a day. It's the last day of this. So make sure you enjoy this, people, because we don't get this. We don't get this too often. 4 games a day rarely happens in competitions, but we're getting it here at the African Cup of Nations, and the second half is due to continue very, very soon. Players returning to the tunnel from the changing rooms. They're about to make their way onto the pitch now. I'm expecting a couple of changes. Musonda needs to come on. And yeah, I can see him there. Royce Openda is coming on because I don't think that Babika has done really well. Royce Openda is coming on because he's been a bit more of a threat from what I saw in that Cameroonian game. For Gabon. So Royce Openda, he's already stripped away. He's going to come up. I think he's going to come up. But then we also need to see. I also want to see Mario Lemina step into the midfield, even if it's from a defensive midfield position or in the number 10. He's got the range of passing. I think, but he needs to step into midfield. So we need to take one of those midfielders. One's like I don't know, maybe Kanga, maybe Poco, I don't know, but one of them has to go, in my opinion. Big second half of action. We're nearly here, and the players return to the field of play. Royce Openda will come on. Let's see. Mario Lamino. I need to see Mario Lamina. So this is it. This is it. I don't understand why they didn't do this in the first place. So Musonda is gonna come on, Oyono's off, Musonda's on. Huh? What? Huh? I'm confused. Gabon have taken off their captain, Ikule Manga. I'm confused. They've taken off they've taken off Ikule Manga and they brought on Musonda. They've brought on they've taken off Babika, which I thought was gonna happen for Openda. Oyono's also gone off. I'm so confused. I'm confused. What are we doing? So confused. But okay, we move. Mario Lamina is still playing at centre back, which is still mind blowing to me. I don't understand. That's not helping you because Mozambique will threaten in the second half. They know that they're gonna push for their win, their historic win. What is this? His Guima, his Bruno Langa, Mexer, Hizikomi, Hizikomi, and it's a foul on Geni Katamo. I'm confused. Why is Lamina still at centre back? I don't understand. He's Kalila. He's Kalila. Kume to take his Mexer, his Suliane. He goes long towards Kalila. That's a good ball into some space. He's gonna drive forward with the ball. And there's a foul on Lamade by Buanga. The ball over the top is Bruno Langa. High cross into the box is Buanga. Poor. That's poor. Is Guima. Just gonna clean up for Mozambique. Here's Ronaldo. Here's Suliane. Gabon win the ball now. Here's Openda. Can he cross the ball? Openda. This is what I want to see a bit more. This Babika wasn't doing this in the first half. Openda was trying. At least Openda can do something else, and there's a foul on Witty by Musona. Sorry, that's a foul on Amade, I think, by Musona. So, that was a bad tackle by Musona on Faisal Bangal. Ronaldo to take. Here's Palembe for Mozambique. They give the ball away to, and here come Gabon. It's a foul by Geni Katano. There's a ball towards Aubameyang. You can't keep it in. Nah, it's gone. Gone out. Here's Mexer. Here's Katamo. Here's Guima. Here's Bruno Langa. Here's Witty. Keeps it in. Here's Witty. Can he get the cross into the box? He can! Oh, Gabriel! Goal! Yeah, Kalina coming up from right back, and he scores! And it's 3-1 to Mozambique! Great play by Witty on the left-hand side. Get past his marker, cross into the box, and there's the free man, Diego Kalila. And it's a goal for Mozambique. They take it to 3-1. And could this be game over now? Because, in my opinion, the deciding not to change Mario Lemina from that centre back position has put them in big trouble into this game. Great play by Witty, cross into the box, unmarked. Kalila with the finish, and that could be the killer blow in the game. I think that might be the killer blow in the game. Good header by Kalila. And Mozambique on their way to getting a they're on their way to getting a historic win at the African Cup of Nations. Their first ever win at the African Cup of Nations. Crazy. Crazy. And here they're coming again. Here's Buanga. Gives the ball away. Here's Buanga. Mozambique have played really well in this game. Wow. Wow, wow. Mozambique, yeah, they are sourcing Kendo. I'm telling you, they're playing really well. I'm very, very, very surprised. And I'm also impressed as well because they have got some ballers in their side. There's a cross into the box and Ronaldo clearing away. Because we all know about Ronaldo and his quality as a defender, but boy, oh boy, you look at Geni Katamo, look at Witty, you look at Palembe, 42 years old. He's in the midfield, marshalling. Kalila on one side, Bruno Langa on the other side. They got a good team. They've all played well today against Gabon, where I thought this would be a bit more of an evenly matched game. I thought Gabon, with a bit of quality that they have, were going to do something, but unfortunately, not enough. This is definitely the story of the team against the individuals. They've got some wonderful individuals, Gabon, but they don't have a team that's got quality like how Gabon are playing here. Comfortable. They know each other, finding each other easily. This is a big statement here by Mozambique, showcasing what they can do. Here's Buanga. Can he get some space in here? That's a good ball! Aubameyang! Aubameyang with the chance. Wow. Aubameyang with the chance. This is probably the best chance he would have gotten all game. I know he got the goal and that was a mistake by Siliani, but from his teammates, he hasn't been served by his teammates like this in the game. Unmarked header and it goes wide. Aubameyang from the cross from Buanga. That was the chance. That could have put them right back into the game again. How many more chances are they going to get like this in the game? I don't know. Kendall saying Palembe is the example of black don't crack, and that's true. That's true. Big chance there for Gabon. Can they get back into this game? I'm still waiting for the change of Mario Lemina from defense into midfield. They can't keep going like this. It's not good enough. To ball forward towards Buanga. Here he is. Can he cross the ball in again? He's in the ball. It's a corner, I think. I think it's a corner. That's a corner. Nope. It's a goal kick. It's a goal kick to Mozambique. Suliani with the goal kick for Mozambique. So we're approaching the hour mark now. Is Poco. And there's Kanga with a overhit pass towards Aubameyang. Faisal Bangal, one of the goal scorers here. And here's Royce Openda into Kanga now. Goes wide towards Buanga. There's a bit of space here. Early ball. And that's headed away by Mexer. Kanga to take the corner for Gabon. Gabon trying to push for the second goal to keep themselves and their hopes alive. That's a good ball, headed away by Guima. It's a Mozambique throw. Big up to NN. Hope you're well, bro. Hey, Gabon they've been very poor in this game. I can't lie, but I think it's because of the way um it's the choice of putting Mario Lemina as a centre back in this game has really killed them, in my opinion. Like I can't believe that the manager of Gabon decided that that was the best option here. Um, they've lost something in midfield without him there, in my opinion. Here's Kanga now, gonna go wide, but cleared away by Kilila, and it's a throw into Mozambique. Um, we might have to beat you might have to beat Cote d'Ivoire today for sure, because that's going to be a tough game, I think, against Mozambique if they play the way that they play. Um, Mozambique are playing really well, bro. Like, based on what I've seen through these first 60 minutes, they've been playing very well, passing the ball well, great interchange in midfield between Guima, Witty, um, Katamo, and Palembe. They've been really good in the midfield, man. They've won that midfield battle convincingly, and they've taken their chances. They've taken their chances. Look, and they're pressing. They're pressing as well from the front, which is also a good thing. They win the ball back here again. Here's Katamo, gets a push, but he will get a throw in. Yeah, bro. Lamina's been playing at centre back from the beginning of the game. I was so shocked because I was like, I'm sure I've never known him to play at centre back ever in his career, but he started the game at centre back and he's still there. They took off their captain who gave away a penalty. They brought on another centre back, and he's still a centre back in this game. I still don't understand. I'm shocked. Here's Kalila now for Mozambique. He's back in the box spot. Poco with the intervention, and Gabon clear up towards Aubameyang. That's a good touch. Ooh, that would have been an opportunity to bring Kanga into the game. And Suliane in the Mozambique goal clears upfield. And here come Mozambique again. Here's Witty, Bruno Langa. Diagonal ball across field towards Palembe, but he just keeps it in play. And said, tell Oba to rise. Hey, he scored the goal. He missed an opportunity just a few minutes ago, but he's doing everything that he can without the service, which is the most important thing. He needs the service to score. Can't do it all by himself. And here's Kanga now for Gabon. Here's Royce Openda now, 1v1 against Bruno Langa. Poor cross. The Ndong could have had a chance there. Here's Lamina now, stepping forward into midfield, trying to keep the attack alive. Here's Openda. Can he cross the ball into the box? He gets a corner. It's a corner off of Bruno Langa. Tried to get himself a goal kick. But here's a corner now. Corner to Gabon. Corner, poor corner. Here's Kanga. He's going to take it. He's going to cross into the box. Here's Aubameyang. He's on the edge of the box. He crosses it. Here's Buanga. Cross into the box. Here's Aubameyang. Oh, there's just a touch into him. That's it. You can't be losing to Scottish ballers. Dunfermline, you know. There's a change now for Mozambique. Witty coming off. Gildo coming on. And who else is coming off? So Witto coming off, Witty coming off, Gildo coming on, and Palembe coming off for Manuel Kambala. And Gabon trying to build up again. Here's Mbaba in goal for Gabon. So we restart. Mbaba with the ball forward. Here's Geni Katama with a good turn in midfield. Pushing forward into the box. Takes a shot. Ooh, Mbaba just gathering. There was an opportunity there. Mozambique coming again. Here's Guima out wide. Too much there by Gildo. Opportunity there for Mozambique. But here come Gabon, Mario Lamina stepping forward from that centre back position. And here's Buanga. Poor from Buanga. They're lucky that it's broken for a throw in there. They nearly gave possession away again there, Buanga. Here's Kanga. Here's Aubameyang. Tried to get involved. Here's Geni. Here's Amade. Here's Guima. It's a ball through. And there's a tackle there. It's a throw in to Mozambique here. Bruno Langa to take. And they lose the ball. It's another goal kick. Bruno Langa takes the throw in for Mozambique. Poco with the clearance. Kalila with a header now. And they give it away. Here's Buanga now. Buanga poor again. Luckily, it's a throw in. Is Buanga. Ball over the top towards Openda. Here's Kanga. Here's Openda. There's a foul by Bruno Langa. They tried to take it quickly, Gabon, but it'll be pulled back here. An opportunity here for Gabon to throw this into the box and get an opportunity here to get themselves back into the game and keep their hopes of being in this tournament alive. As of right now, they are going home with a defeat here. I think they're going home anyway because their final game will be against Ivory Coast, and I don't think that they'll be able to beat Ivory Coast. So I think they're all but going home, crashing out of this tournament with a defeat here. So they need to get something to get back into this game. There's a ball over. Aubameyang was trying to. There's a bit of an overhit cross, overhit free kick by Buanga towards Aubameyang, and he just kind of stretches and it heads it over. Here's a turn. Geni Katamo. Here's Guima. Over to Katamo. And it's a goal kick. And here's Kalila. Here's Guima. And they give it away. Here's Buanga into midfield. Here's Kanga now. Here's Royce Openda. Here's Kanga. Can he pass the ball? No. Here's Faisal Bangal, the goal scorer, the opening goal scorer for Mozambique. Again, he trying to find the run of Kambala down for Mozambique. And we have a stoppage in play as Kambala is down just outside of his own box. Eee. Kanga just falls on his leg. And he's going to take some time and some treatment. I'll be back in 2 seconds, people. Sorry, people, I'm back. But we've restarted here. We're approaching the final 15 minutes or so plus added time between these two sides, and it's the game has settled down again. Um, Mozambique showcasing their ability to be to a certain extent, and they're approaching a historic moment for their nation to get their win, their debut win at the African Cup of Nations, and it's well deserved based on the way they've played today. Gabon have just over 15 minutes to get themselves back into this game and keep their hopes alive in the tournament. But I think it's one step too far for them, unfortunately. Here's Lamina. Here's Poco. Look at the press that Mozambique are showcasing here. Hey, Aubameyang, he's in. Go! He should have scored. Oh, Pendo, good save. Good save by Siliani with the follow-up. Wow. It should have been 3-2. Let's have a look here. It's a good ball. He's onside. Aubameyang is onside. He doesn't get the finish. Good save by Suliane. Openda, another save. And it's a corner to Gabon. That was a chance there too. Buwanga off. There's a ball. Oh, good save! Oh, save! Go! And they're back in the game! Aubameyang! Another goal! And Gabon are right back in the game! Right back in the game, and this is becoming a bit of a hey, this is becoming a bit of a banger. 3-2. No, it wasn't Aubameyang. Sorry, he's taking the ball out of the net. Sorry, it was a bit of a scramble in there. Mario Lamina with the tried the attempt, and I think that's Musonda. Musanda. I think it's Musanda. It's 3-2. It's 3-2. This is going to be a finish now. 3-2. Gabon back in the game after an opportunity. Double save by Suliane from Aubameyang's shot, and then Royce Openda. And then from the subsequent corner, they get a goal with a bit of a goal mouth scramble. There's another cross, and Suliane did well as well. He saved the first shot, but was unable to keep out the second. And now we're gonna have a finish here between these two sides. I was expecting this to be a good game, but not this good. Mozambique are gonna be holding on now, going towards the final part of this game. Musunda with the goal coming off the bench. They're going again. Ball into the box high, and Siliane gathers. I think now this is big. This is big, people. We're heading towards this moment right now. We're heading towards that moment right now. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. If you're on Pros Only Sports YouTube, if you're on X, make sure you're liking the videos. Subscribe to the channel over here on YouTube. 12 minutes plus added time here in this opening game of action. Afcon 2025. Home and away Afcon live. That goal buffer is reduced. Yes, it is Kendor. And there's a change for Mozambique. Faisal Bangal coming off for Chamboko. So they're gonna hold on now. They're gonna hold on now, which I don't think is the right move with the way Gabon are moving right now. I don't know if that's the right move. If you want to hold on, man, Mozambique, I get it. This is historical for your nation, but I don't know. You need an outlet up front. Oh, it's Essang. It's Essang. It's Kanga. Essang. And it's a foul by Esang. Kalila fouled, and it's a free kick to Mozambique. Mozambique, I think, are going to hold on here, which I don't think is the right move. They could have waited an extra 5 minutes, maybe, and then decided to hold on. But Gabon, opportunity to get back into the game here. Here's Lamina. Here's Poco. Out to Royce Openda. Here's Poco. Storming forward. Can he cross the ball into the box? Oh, it's a goal kick. That's poor. That's poor. Goal kick for Mozambique. Suliane to take. Big moments here, people. We are nearly coming towards the end of this game, but here come Gabon again. Out wide. Who's Esang? Cross. Pulls it back, but there's no Gabon player on the edge of the box to capitalize here, and it's Kalila. And it's out wide. It's out of play by Kalila. A bit of pressure now for Mozambique. Here come Gabon. Here's Kanga. Crossing to the box towards Aubameyang. That's Lamina. Here's Openda. Oh, poor touch, Openda there. Tried to, I knew, you could see the idea. He was trying to just touch it slightly so he can get ahead of his marker and get a good sight to cross the ball. But here we go. Here we go, people. Final moments here. Here come Gabon again. Here's Aubameyang into the space. He's in the box. Reynaldo, good defending by Reynaldo, gets himself in between the between Aubameyang and the ball and gets fouled. Experienced defender, Reynaldo, played in the Champions League. He's now in the Premier League with Sunderland. Aubameyang speeding up scraps today. Here's another defensive change now coming from Mozambique, looking to hold on. Kalila being pushed off of the field. He's coming off now. So another defensive change here to shore things up at the back for Mozambique. Matola. Matola coming on for Diogo Kalila, who scored the third goal for Mozambique. What a game we've had so far. We still have 7 minutes plus added time to go. It's been a lot of substitutions, so I expect at least 3, 4, 5 minutes maybe of added time. Let's see what happens though through the rest of this game. It's Poco pushing forward and he's fouled by Catano. Here comes Ndong. Lamina has been pushed forward. I can see him in midfield now. Saying, here's Poco. Here's Openda. Here's Lamina. It's a good idea. Gabon trying to get something out of this game. Let's see what happens here. Mozambique's coach is remonstrating. The goalkeeper, Ciliane, is down in the box, holding his leg. The referee is saying, hey, we are looking at the time. We're going to make sure that nothing happens here. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. How much time is left, bro? We have 5 minutes plus added time. Big up Drizzy. Thank you for coming through, bro. 5 minutes plus added time. Gabon trying to get the equalizer. Mozambique holding on. We know what kind of game we're in for right now. We're here. We're here. And the keeper Suliane has been booked for the time wasting, even though he's injured. Crazy. Drizzy saying that Gabon will score. There's an opportunity here, I think, for them to score. They know they need one more, and if they get one more, it's a draw. They'll get that draw. Ciliane gets booked for time wasting. Gabon pick the ball up. Here's Mario Lamina now. Here's Ndong. The World Cup qualifier really fooled you about Gabon. They've been bad today, bro. They're lucky to be in this position. To be honest with you, very lucky to be in this position with you today. I can't lie. Hey! Lamina with a header, and Suliane gets his hands on the ball. It was a deflection off of Bruno Langa. Here we go. He's down. Time wasting. Suliane is down again. He might have to come off. He kicks the ball out. He's gone down. I don't know if he's going to continue, but I think this is time wasting. He's time wasting. He's time wasting, but he's injured, isn't it? He's time wasting, but he's injured. So he needs to come off because the substitute goalkeeper is ready. He's stripped and ready to go. They said get him gone because he's down again. He's time wasting though. Like, let's be real about this. He's actually time wasting. Let's not even. He's not. He's injured, but he's also time wasting. He knows what he's doing. He's experienced enough. He knows, like, yo, I'm gonna do. We need to win this game. They're coming forward. We've decided to just completely shut up shop. We're taking this results. He's back up again, Suliane. He's back up again, but I don't know if he's going to be able to continue beyond this. Yeah, he's buying time for his team. I don't know if he's good. I know he's time wasting though. Here's Genny Katamo pushing forward. He's got a bit of space. Hey, Genny, can he finish? Can he finish? Katamo, shot. Hey, go! And that's it. Uh, uh, offside. Offside who? Offside who? What? Where's the offside? I didn't see offside. Cause look, Genny just does well in midfield. Boom, pass one. Miles offside who? Oh, because it hits off of it hits off the player. It hits off the player. Okay, yeah, yeah. He was in offside position. That's so silly, man. The deflection, yeah. That is, bruv, get out of the way, fam. That was gonna be a mad goal. Here's Lamina. We're in the box now. Here's Kanga. Yeah, yeah, the deflection, bro. I seen it. I seen it. He needed to get out of the way, man. His teammate needs to get out of the way. Gabon pushing 7 minutes of added time, people. We're into the second minute of that now. Here's Kanga. Kanga's saying to Royce Openda, move forward. Here's Ndong. Cross. Eee! Hey! Poco with the volley. Hey, hey, hey! Hey! Here's Gima. Here's Katamo. He's there. Ah, that could have been the finisher. Hey! Perry Perry at its finest. You already know. Oi! Oi! Easily could have been 4-2, but there for the deflection on the offside, and then there was an opportunity here to just try and play Lima from Katano, but you know, the attack broke down. Mozambique throw. Mario Lamina was hit in the face there, wanted a penalty, but wasn't going to get one unless they're going to do up VAR. They checking anything? No, no. Are they checking? Let's have a look here. Oh no, 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 that's not a foul. That's not a foul. I thought you was hitting their face. That's not a foul. Katamo, Grima winning the ball back. Here's Grima. Bruno Langa. Here's Grima. They're going towards the corner. Here's Bruno Langa. Gonna leave that to go out of play. Gabon trying to get up the field now. Here come Gabon. They keep the ball in here. Here's Openda. Here's Kanga. Ball into the box. Mexer with the clearance. 3 minutes left. Gabon trying to push forward. Lamina off with his chest. Lamina! He couldn't catch it. Couldn't catch it. Gets caught on his foot. Gabon could be going home. Gabon resigned to defeat here, I think. Mozambique on the cusp of history. Hey! Hey! Musonda thought it was a foul here. Gabon trying to go one more chance. Forward. Here's Lamina. Poco. Lamina. Kanga takes the shot and over the bar. Mozambique on the cusp of history here. Never won an African Cup of Nations. About to win here. Just over a minute to go. Into the final minute now. Mbaba. They launch it upfield towards Aubameyang. And it's a throw into Mozambique. I just saw Heaven not switching to Ghana, playing for Ghana, really hyped him up. Is he not going to switch? He better switch. Here's Katamo. He's in behind. He's in behind. That's on! Stop by Mbaba. One last chance here. One last chance here. Can Gabon get forward? Gabon launches it long. Oh, Filiana picks out the sky. And that's it. That is it. And it's history. They're history makers. Mozambique have won their first game at the African Cup of Nations. A 3-2 win over Gabon. Hard fought game. Gabon should be ashamed of themselves with the way that they played today, and that has all but resigned them to a exit at the group stages. Here at Afcon 2025, goals from Faisal Bangal, Geni Katamo, and Diogo Kalila to give them the 3-2 lead. Aubameyang with a consolation. Musonda towards the end as well. Unable to fashion one more chance to give them a lifeline in this tournament. They have all but resigned themselves to an early exit at Afcon 2025. People, big up to everybody who's watching out there. Make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribe button if you're new on YouTube, Pros Only Sports on X, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you follow up all those accounts. I'll be back in 25 minutes for the next game, Equatorial Guinea against Sudan. Big up to everybody. I appreciate the love and peace.